April, Julie, time for dinner.
Mom, hold on, we're playing with Chatty Cathy.
Chatty Cathy can wait. Come on.
Fine, coming. Ooh, what's for dinner?
I'm trying a new recipe tonight. It's called chicken a la king. And I made this other thing called pigs in a blanket.
Ew, Mom. Every time you try a new recipe, it always goes a little awry.
Well, I have a good feeling about this one. So how was school?
Fine, we had a test.
How'd it go?
Okay. Also, April has a boyfriend.
What?
Julie, what the hell?
Language.
It was nothing. April and David sitting in a tree.
Kissing.
Change the subject, please.
So, have you guys seen the Kennedy-Nixon debates?
Yeah, I watched them in school today.
Julie, you should really watch these. They're making history, and they're actually pretty funny and entertaining. Everyone's watching them for entertainment.
Well, I think they're boring. I'd much rather watch The Sound of Music.
One large part of the 1960s were the JFK-Nixon debates in the election of 1960. It had a huge impact on both political and economic fronts. For one, it deeply influenced the election of that year and was something never seen before in the election. It was also a great way for the candidates to get more votes and debate over certain topics. Lastly, it was a great source of entertainment for all ages because the debates were interesting and somewhat comedic. I got picked. I'm going to war. April, Julie, I need to talk to you for a sec.
What's going on, Mom?
Girls, I'm going to be leaving for a while, okay?
Oh, another work trip? That's fine.
No, it's a little different. I'm going to war.
What? Mom, we can't lose you to that terrible war too.
I know, but I have to serve my country like your father did. I need you both to be brave. Do you understand?
Yes.
Your Aunt Caroline's going to take care of you for a while, okay? I'll write every week. I'll be back as soon as I can, but I need to serve my country.
Do you promise you'll write?
I promise. Every week.
Mom, we're gonna miss you.
I love you both so much, and I'll miss you more than you know. Bye, girls. Love you.
The Vietnam War, also known as the Second Indochina War, and in Vietnam as the Resistance War against America, or simply the American War, was a conflict that occurred in Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia from the 1st of November 1955 to the fall of Saigon on 30 April 1975. It was the second of the Indochina Wars and was officially fought between North Vietnam and the government of South Vietnam.
Can you please shut up? I'm trying to sleep.
Why? For war, we might as well do what makes us happy.
Dramatic much? And aren't you here because you want to be here?
Actually, I was drafted. Not everyone had a choice. Why would you want to be here in a hellhole?
Well, I want to make a difference. Kind of like Lieutenant Colonel Annie Ruth Graham did, the first woman ever to join the Army.
I didn't realize people did this for the right reasons.
Well, also, my husband died a few years back while at war. He was so passionate about serving our country and making peace and whatnot. I swore to continue his fight for peace, so I guess that's what I'm doing here.
What's your name?
Holly Davis. And you?
Elvis Presley.
What do you want to do after the war? You know, if
I want to become a musician. I got the music gene, and now all I can think about is my first big hit.
Well, it's nice to see such big dreams.
You wait, pretty lady. This won't be the last time you hear from me. Born on January 8th, 1935 in Tupelo, Mississippi, Elvis Presley came from very humble beginnings and grew up to become one of the biggest names in rock and roll history. By the mid-1950s, he appeared on the radio, television, and the silver screen. On August 16, 1977, at age 42, he died of heart failure, which was related to his drug addiction. Since his death, Presley has remained one of the world's most popular music icons.
Smith, Davis, come here.
Sir, yes, sir!
What's up, Sergeant?
I'm reassigning you to Hughes, South Vietnam.
Sir, you can't. We'll die for sure.
Sir, that's the blood back there. It's the deadliest place in all of Vietnam.
That's why I need my best soldiers.
When do we leave?
You're on the next flight out.
Is Presley coming too?
Yes.
All right.
Now get!
Get down! Holly! Elvis has been shot. You have to leave. You have to save yourself.
If you think I do that, you don't know me at all. Let's go, come on!
Girls, I'm home!
Mom!
Guys!
Oh, I missed you so much.
I miss you so much, Mom.
I have some gifts for you.
Ooh, what is that?
They're called Barbies.
Wow, I've heard about these.
The latest model.
Thank you.
Have some fun, okay? What are you wearing?
Mom, it's the latest trend.
Yeah.
The hippies.
It's the age of the
Oh.
hippies now, Mom. Get with it.
Guys, I missed so much. Gotta catch me up.
You sure did. Let's go.
Go!
Let's see what's on the news.
Welcome to Channel 10 at 6. Tonight's program is a groovy one.
And I'm your anchor, Tanya McCarthy, with my co-anchor.
Karen Almodovar.
Tonight we have a very special announcement.
Yes, we do, Tanya. Not only was there a march on Washington, where 250,000 people gathered to march for jobs and freedom.
And a very new and exclusive Beatles album was released. Are you ready to dance, people?
Let's listen.
I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand.
Wow, that was rad. I could listen to that for days. How about you, Karen?
Pretty bitchin', Tanya.
Well, those sure were some fine tunes, and we'll be back after this short break.
The Beatles were one of the most famous and popular bands of the 1960s. John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr were all members of this iconic music group. The Beatles performed together for about 8 years before breaking up in 1970. They released a total of 92 albums, including 23 studio albums, 11 video albums, 5 live albums, and 53 compilation albums. Their top 5 hits were She Loves You, Love Me Do, I Want to Hold Your Hand, Can't Buy Me Love, and A Hard Day's Night. The Beatles greatly influenced music, and their albums are still popular today.
Class attention. Forward march. Oh, I'd love to be an Oscar Mayer wiener. That is what I truly like to be. 'Cause if I were an Oscar Mayer wiener, everyone would be in love with me. A big parade is so inspiring. Oh, I'm glad I'm not an Oscar Mayer wiener. That is what I never want to be. 'Cause if I were an Oscar Mayer wiener, there would soon be nothing left of me. Oh, I love to be an
Oscar Mayer wieners are all meat, all good meat, rich and complete meat protein.
Welcome back to Channel 10, where you get news around the world.
Recently, To Kill a Mockingbird movie tops the charts with a...
Cameraman, get over here.
My name's Pete.
Breaking news! Valentina Tereshkova, the first woman to ever go into space, has orbited the Earth 48 times.
That Valentina Tereshkova sure is choice.
Well, that's all the time we have tonight, folks.
We'll see you again at Channel 10 tomorrow at 6. Hello, Hello, and welcome back to Hidden Heroes. I'm Karen Almodovar. Today I'm meeting with a very special guest, Valentina Tereshkova.
Hello, everyone.
And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So, you just recently orbited the world 48 times. How does that feel?
Honestly, amazing.
Wow, you have such an amazing life. Tell us about it.
Well, it all started March 6th, 1937.
Maybe not that far back.
Of course, Karen. Well, back in Russia, I was the first woman to pilot a spacecraft into space. I was one of 5 selected from 400 applicants to pilot the now famous Vostok 6 on June 16th, 1963.
What an incredible time.
Well, not only that, but it took about 3 days to orbit the Earth 48 times.
Gee, you must have been flying.
You know it.
I see you have some awards. Would you like to elaborate?
Of course. Well, this is the Hero of the Soviet Union Medal. This is the Merit to the Fatherland Medal. This is the Order of Honor Medal. And this is the Order of Friendship Medal.
Well, thank you for joining me, Valentina.
My pleasure.
And we'll be back tomorrow at 6 with Esther Peterson.
April, come in here. Martin Luther King's about to give his big speech.
Oh, let's listen.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi...
Wow. That was really inspiring, guys.
I agree.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech has gone down in history as one of the greatest speeches of all time. It was delivered on August 28, 1963 in Washington, D.C. Dr. King spoke in front of a crowd of nearly 250,000 people, plus everyone at home listening on the radio and watching on TV. The speech was given at Lincoln Memorial, which is important because Lincoln also fought for civil rights. Although the I Have a Dream speech was mostly improvisation, it did not fail to inspire many American citizens to stand up for civil rights and equality.
Yes, this is she. Yes, I'm the sister of Caroline Davis. What? What do you mean she's sick? Look, is there anything you can do? How much is it gonna cost? That much? That is ridiculous. Please, is there anything you can do? I can try to get maybe half that much, but I don't care if you can keep her comfortable, please. Please save her.
Welcome back to Channel 10 at 6. I'm Karen Almodovar.
And I'm Tanya McCarthy, and we're your anchors tonight.
Tonight we have big news.
Yes, we do, Karen. Medicare was just introduced for anyone over 65.
It is now an amendment of the Social Security Act.
On July 30th, 1965, the Act of Medicare was introduced by President Lyndon B. Johnson. Medicare is a health insurance program for the elderly and guarantees a basic program of hospital insurance for people of ages 65 and over. Medicare is funded by tax earnings of employees as well as contributions by employers, which made it a well-paid program. The first 3 years after Medicare was introduced, over 20 million people had enrolled in it. The debate for Medicare started 2 decades before it was introduced by Harry S. Truman. Truman wanted a national program, but was warned by many people that the idea of socialized medicine was a dangerous one, so he stopped pushing for it. But the Social Security system later began looking for a program that was aimed at the beneficiaries of Social Security, which led us to the Medicare that was introduced in 1965.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of American Eats and Treats.
I'm Linda.
And I'm Polly. Today we're going to be making a delicious tunnel of fudge.
the wildly popular and delicious dessert that we simply had to try.
Now the first step is to preheat the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit.
And while Linda does that, I'm going to gather the ingredients. What you need for this recipe is 1 egg, water, olive oil, flour, cocoa powder, and sugar.
Now that we have everything we need, we can start measuring and mixing. We already have the mixed dry ingredients in this bowl.
Now we're going to add the egg.
Next, by hand, stir in the rest of the ingredients until it is very smooth.
Last year we showed you guys how to make the very popular pineapple upside down cake because it was just simply so delicious.
Yes, Polly, but this bundt cake is delicious as well. I might even have to say it might be better than the pineapple upside down cake.
Oh my god. Now, after the batter is smooth, pour it into the greased bundt cake pan and bake it in the oven for 45 to 50 minutes, or until the skewer comes out clean. Now we're going to make the glaze. The ingredients for this part are milk, butter, powdered sugar, and cocoa powder.
This part is very simple. Add all the ingredients. As you can see, we've already put the sugar and the butter in this bowl. Now add the milk and the cocoa powder. Remember, more milk adds for a thinner consistency.
Once the cake is done, spread the glaze on top. So we're going to add the milk.
And the cocoa powder for a chocolatey finish.
Now this cake is perfect for family dinners or for a lot of people.
And especially if you're craving chocolate.
Okay, now that we have the glaze we want, we can put it on top of the cake.
I guess we're just gonna mix this a little bit more so we have a... As you can see, there's not very much chocolate, so we're gonna add a bit more. That should be enough.
This is perfect. Now we're going to spread it on top of the cake. There we go!
Woo!
Well, that's all the time we have tonight. Please try and make this at home. It's a delicious dessert and we definitely recommend it.
The 1960s were a time of change for many things, but one thing in particular was food. Food drastically changed from the classic 1950s meal. Some other 1960s food include chicken a la king, fondue, beef bourguignon, and anything encased in gelatin. It was the first time Jell-O had been introduced, and people were going crazy about it, encasing anything from fruits to vegetables to even bread in gelatin.
Yes! Lyndon B. Johnson declared war over poverty.
On January 8, 1964, Lyndon B. Johnson announced the War on Poverty at his State of the Union. The war was a series of initiatives passed to end poverty and was started because Johnson had a personal interest in the issue. The reason that the War on Poverty started when it did was because data on poverty was very new and only dated back to 1959. The effective government programs are still in place today, and without them, poverty in the U.S. would have greatly increased.
I don't care too much for money. Money can buy me love. Buy me love.